Hi and welcome everyone. I am Friar Tuck and this is my epoch. Okay, so for the last couple of days I have been very busy, and I've been preparing for winter. Now you guys know that I have been preparing for probably a couple of weeks now, but for the last couple of days I got a really good lead on a backpack, and I was like a dog with a bone and I just wouldn't let it go. There is a compartment right here for the sleeping bag. There's no side compartments, but it does have a hood compartment, and on the inside it splits down the middle where you can zip it up if you want to compartmentalize and organize your stuff within it. So I'll tell you a little bit of that story. I'll kind of tell you about what I'm doing to get prepared for winter, because whether you're traveling, regardless if you're a nomad or if you're a local and you're living outside, there comes a certain point of the year when you need to start getting prepared for winter. If we were in the South, I wouldn't start preparing for it until about October, because by November, December, I would be able to have, not only would I be able to have everything that I need, but also the weather wouldn't be as bad. Whereas here, it's already September, and I know that sometime around the middle of October, it will get cold enough to make a difference for me. So there are two things that I need as a foundation, and then everything else that I can buy myself along the way if I need it. So one of the things that I needed was a backpack. I needed something like a 65 liter to a 90 liter. I do not know. I think this is a 75 liter. Might be a 65 liter backpack, but here, let me show you real quick. So there we go. That is my new pack that I just got. The way that I ended up coming across it was there was a guy walking by. I saw I had a 65 liter backpack. I'm like, it looked just like a Teton, but it was an off-brand, and I was like, oh, where'd you get that? And I talked to him, and he's like, oh, well, I got it from this lady. She's got one more left. He wasn't even supposed to tell me that, but yeah, he told me that anyways. And because this backpack was actually for someone else, it wasn't even for me. But he gives me the lady's number. I call her up this morning, telling her like, hey, look, I heard in a blue backpack, and so on and so forth. And she has me go run a couple of errands to see if I can find a backpack in other places. And I explained to her why I needed it, just because I needed the room with everything that I'm carrying. And, she just kind of took a chance on me because she knew I needed it, and she was able to give it to me. And so I was able to get this backpack. And now the other backpack that I had promised, I told somebody when I replaced my backpack, I would give him my Swiss bag. And he needs it, and it actually came about just in time, because his strap just broke on one of his packs, and he'll probably end up destroying this because he just doesn't listen. I keep telling him, get rid of your weight. You don't need all of that crap. Oh, I need it. I need all of my lotions and my ointments and this and that. And it's like, no, you don't. And if I really almost don't want to give it to him, just because I know that he's going to be destructive to it. And this is a quality backpack, and that's the one thing about giving things to homeless, is that you got to make sure that they're going to take care of it, because most of them don't or won't. There are some of us out here, because we're either, we know that this stuff has got to last us, and we're not that far gone. We're not, in a mental crisis or whatever, to where we will take care of this. So this backpack will be taken better care of by me than it would be by somebody else. The other thing that I need is a sleeping bag. I want to get the negative 25 degree sleeping bag. That way I have, when it gets cold, it can get down to, minus 20 at night, and I'll be just fine, and I will be able to survive. Because what I'm expecting is that there's, over the next few months, because homelessness is exploding, they're just not talking about it. There are, especially within the shelter system, there is a crunch, and I'm expecting that part of this winter I may not be able to get inside. Now in Oregon, what they would do is they would once the temperature got down to like 32 degrees or whatever, they would put us all on a bus and take us out to the armories, and then they would bus us back to downtown in the mornings. And that was what we got to do, if you wanted a place to stay. Now, I don't know what they do up here in Ohio. I've asked, and nobody seems to have an idea, which kind of concerns me. So I need to be prepared in the event that I cannot get inside for one reason or another. Another thing that I need to work on getting is my Kentucky ID, which I will get here in the next week or two, because at least at the shelter in Kentucky, if it's super cold, it's super cold, and there's nothing I can do about it. I may end up losing some sleep. I may be uncomfortable, but there at a certain with the certain temperatures, you just kind of got to grin and bear it. However, they require they give preferential treatment to those with Kentucky ID because they are a Kentucky shelter, and I guess they're the only one in northern Kentucky. So with all that and the political heat that they get, that's something that I need to actually worry about. And the other things that I'm going to be working on, after I get my sleeping bag, which again, the one that I'm looking at, if I have to come out of pocket, it's going to cost me about $100 to get after tax, because it's like $93. And the other one is going, otherwise I'm going to try and see if I can get one. Now, I have one more lead tomorrow, which is Coalition for the Homeless, and see if they can get me a backpack. Now, I heard that there's another group out that will they wear purple shirts. I forget what their title or what their organization is called, but those guys are already starting to take names down for people that need sleeping bags for this coming winter. Because usually, at least at this time of year up north, what my experience has always been is that maybe about a month before the cold temperatures come in, a month and a half. That's why I chose this time to start getting prepared, because by mid-October it'll be cold enough. Is they start handing out sleeping bags. Now, you usually only get one sleeping bag per year if you don't take care of your stuff, or if you just get tired of carrying it around and stuff it in a bush. Somebody else may end up walking away with it because theirs got destroyed. And that's a lot of the reason why you see stuff get stolen out here, especially like sleeping gear, is because somebody either lost or destroyed theirs, and so they go and take somebody else's until finally there's just, there's somebody that pays the consequence and has to replace it out of their own pocket. So anyways, guys, that's what's been going on for the last couple of days. Nothing really great to report. I wanted to share with you some good news and some good things that are happening. And I'm under the weather. I got the crud, so I'm not really feeling videos right about now. But I'm also trying to keep my schedule. You know how to help. Leave a comment, a like, a subscribe, a share. If you want to help the channel out, if you want to help me with crowdfunding to get my sleeping bag, there is the tip jar down in the description, and all of these other ways that you can help me out as well. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in a couple of days with the next video.